So, English is not a native language, and we generally do not speak English on a day to day basis. Hence, it is common that we commit some mistakes while talking in English. Some mistakes may be minor and which may go unnoticed, but there are other mistakes which may stand out and which may embarrass us in front of people. This will result in we losing confidence and we hesitate to speak in English in front of people. So, today we will look at some of the common mistakes we make while talking in English. First is using double past tense. So, we generally hear people say, like, I didn't went, he didn't came, she didn't studied. Okay, so such usage is not correct. So instead of using double past tense, how do you say the same sentence? I did I did not go. She did not study. He did not come. So the point to be kept in mind here is you don't use two past tense of the verb. Past tense of the verbs you don't use twice in a sentence. This is only if it comes next to each other. Like did is a verb and go is a verb. So you don't say I didn't went. You say I didn't go. But if you're using it in a different sentence, like there are two verbs, but it is in a different sentence. For example, I brushed my teeth and I went to bed. So here the verbs are not alongside, they are not side by side. Okay, so in this case it is okay. But when you use two verbs together, you don't say the past, you don't use the past tense of both the words. So you say I didn't go, she didn't study, he didn't come. Okay, so this is one of the mistakes. Next is we often hear people saying she sings well. Okay, we often hear people saying she sings good, she dances good. Okay, so you don't use the verb good with verbs. Okay, so what do you say? She sings well, she writes well. Okay, so instead of good, use well. Now, less versus few. So there is something called as countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So we use less with, so we use few with countable nouns. What is countable noun? Anything which can be counted, like one chair, two chairs, three chairs. So you we say few chairs or few toys. Okay? So coming to uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns examples like money, time, we can't count these. So here we use less, less time, less money. Okay, so you don't say few time, we have few time left. No, we use less time. Okay, this is countable and uncountable. Now this is next is preponed and advanced. So this is a typical Indian thing, right? Where you say he preponed the meeting to 10 o'clock, or the function was preponed to Monday. So there is no word called preponed. You use advanced. The meeting was advanced. The function was advanced. Okay, so do not use preponed. There is no preponed. There is no word called preponed. Next is since and for. So when do we use since and when do we use for? This is another common confusion that people have. So when is since used? Since is used when there is a fixed reference point of time, generally in the past. Like for example, I have been waiting since 10 a.m. He has been studying since 2 p.m. Okay, So when there is a fixed reference point, that time you use since. For is there is no reference point, you use a period of time. Okay, I have been staying in Bangalore for 2 years. Okay, I have been staying in Bangalore for 2 years. Okay, so here you use for when the reference point is not specific. Okay, it's just a period of time. I have been working on this for months. Okay, so this is the case where you use since and for. Okay, the last one, which is a very common mistake, is using myself as a pronoun, subject pronoun. So you hear a lot of people say myself Deepa. They introduce themselves like myself Deepa. So that is not the correct way to say it. Okay, you say I am Deepa and I stay in Bangalore. Okay, you don't say myself Chetan or myself Anu. You don't introduce yourself saying myself. You always use the pronoun I am Deepa. Okay, like that. And another very common thing is you say me and my friends are going out. Me and my friends, me and my parents. Okay, that is also an incorrect usage. You say my friends and I are going out. My brother and I are watching a movie. Okay, always see, if you can also say I and my friends, that is not grammatically wrong, but as a sense of courtesy you use my friends and I. Okay, I will always come at the end generally as a matter of courtesy. But if you say I and my friends, it is not wrong, but an appropriate way of saying it is my friends and I. Okay, so these are some of the common, usually it is typically Indian mistakes that we make while speaking in English.